Well, good evening and thanks for joining us. We're starting with some breaking news. We've been talking a lot about the risk of wildfires, and we have a new one burning tonight in far north Scottsdale. Crews right now are scrambling to try to contain a brush fire near 128th Street and Ranch Gate Road. Sky 12 is live over the scene right now as crews fight these flames. You can see the wind driving all that smoke. We're told there are a few homes under construction near the flames, and several construction workers have been evacuated. The fire also getting closer to other homes in the area. Right now, eastbound traffic is closed at the intersection of 128th Street and Ranch Gate.
Right now, we have Captain Dave Folio from Scottsdale Fire Department joining us right now on the phone. And Captain Folio, first of all, thanks so much for joining us on the air right now. We're looking at these images, and this brush fire looks extremely close to some homes. What can you tell us about the fire?
Yeah, so this fire went out about an hour and a half ago. We've got over 100 firefighters on scene from Phoenix Fire Department, Rio Verde, Scottsdale Fire Department. We've also called in state land. We've asked for air support to come in. So we've actually got two large aircraft that are going to be committed to this fire. Our biggest thing right now is we're looking at about 136th Street and Rio Verde Drive. We're looking to evacuate all those homes out of there. And we're doing what we call bump and run. We assign engines or brush trucks to certain structures. We bump around. This really comes into play where we've hit some of this area, talking about the defensible space around people's homes. So it's helped us on a lot of these homes so far. And so far we have not lost no structures. Initially on scene, it was 5 acres. It's gone to 150 plus acres now. Like you said, we're into that evening shifts of wind. It was going north initially and then shifted back to the west. So, yeah, we've got our hands full tonight. We're asking people, to stay out of the area. If you're evacuating, get out of the area. We've talked about the ready, set, go. I think we're at the go in some of those areas up there. And, yeah, we're just trying to get some sort of containment and use the roadways that we've got up in that area also.
Can you tell us just a rough estimate? How many people are we talking about being evacuated right now?
Right now, I know along 136th Street in Rio Verde, as you go north from this fire, I don't have a number exactly for you. I'm currently still en route up to that fire. But I know there's probably 60 to 70 homes in that community alone. One of the things, too, is there's a lot of livestock in that area. So we've got our hands full tonight. The men and women of the Scottsdale Fire Department are working hard. Like I said, we brought in state land. They're bringing in resources. And, yeah, I'll give you an update when I get it.
And Dave, I'm wondering, as soon as I heard you say Rio Verde, my ears perked up because we've reported extensively on the water crisis out there. How tough is it to get water to the scene of that fire?
I don't think that comes into play, actually, and to be truthful with you. There's a lot of hydrants out there. We've got tankers water tankers. We've got trucks with water that we've brought out. And like I said, we're going to be hitting this from the air pretty extensive. We've only got a couple hours left of daylight, so that's concerning to us. But we're just trying to get crews ahead of this fire, get a knockdown. If we can surround it and contain it, hopefully by tonight, we'll be in good shape. But, yeah, right now, water is not an issue for us.
Dave, you mentioned that you guys are bringing in aircraft. Can you tell us what kind of aircraft? Are we talking about the big ones, the DC-10s, or what kind?
Yes, we've got two DC-10s assigned to the fire now. One of them has made a drop already, and the other one's coming in here shortly. So we are asking if you do have a helicopter in the air. I'm sure you guys are coordinating that, but just stay back a little bit for us.
And as we look at all of these homes that are sort of in that area, I see a lot of dry brush. How concerned are you that if the wind shifts again, that this fire could move the wrong way and really involve some of those structures?
Yeah, and unfortunately, we got the preserve right there, right next to it, right? Over 1,000 acres of, 1,000 species in there. It's precious to us. All this space out there is precious to us. All these homes are precious to us. We want to do everything we can to save people's structures. We've been talking about it all for the past month. We've had a lot of moisture in that area. When you actually drive through there and look off to your south or north, it's up to your hips. It's really thick brush. Well, we want to keep our personnel safe that are responding to this fire too. We want to keep them working in the black, anchor points on some sort of pavement or a good road, because like you said, we don't want our crews in there right now, and then the wind shift on them and then be in a bad spot.
All right, we're looking at another view of the fire right now, and now we've gone back to Sky 12, but this looks like it is really involved. It's probably aided, and Lindsay Riley, we're going to check in with her for the fire forecast in just a second. But Dave, I mean, the conditions couldn't be more ripe for wildfires than what we have right now. You've got the heat, you've got the wind, and you've got this brush, all of this brush that grew during the winter with our rains that's now dried out and is providing the perfect amount of fuel.
Yeah, and you know, believe it or not, one of those areas up in there, we actually did a treatment on. So we've been doing some fuel mitigation projects up in there because we've recognized certain areas and the way the predominant winds shift and they go. So we've identified some of those areas and we've cleared them out. And initially, it looks like us having 3 brush trucks up today, so us to be able to get on some of these homes that were first initiate, you know, in direct path of this fire, we were able to save some of those. So we are being proactive. We've got 3 brush trucks, and we've brought in, you know, up every single day. But here it is. This is kind of our worst nightmare, right? And believe it or not, I don't know what started this yet, but our last 5 starts that I know of have been construction workers cutting rebar. So we've been really hitting the construction sites. I know this started up in an area where construction was at, so I'm just hoping it wasn't, you know, caused by that. But my hearts go out to the people that are up there. We're going to work our tails off to try and get this fire out, to save all the structures, and just let you know that the men and women of the Scottsdale Fire Department and Phoenix that we've called in and all the surrounding areas are going to do everything we can to get this fire put out.
Yeah, and Dave, you know, you mentioned construction. We have seen so much development in the outskirts of the valley. What do you want to say to homeowners who maybe live in some of these areas in terms of being preventative?
So now is the time to do the 15 to 30-foot defensible space. We're not asking you to remove all of your trees and everything. We're asking you to bring it up 4 feet, 5 feet off the ground, trim them up, and remove all the dead brush that's around your house. You see a lot of these ladder fuels that go up into the attic of the home. That doesn't help us. You know, if you get these running on the ground and it runs up into the tree and up into the attic, then we're just trying to fight a brush fire along with a structure fire. So 30-foot defensible space. Move your wood piles away from your home. Move your propane tanks away from your home. Just give us a chance to be able to get in there and stop these fires if they start. So that's the biggest thing. And then, you know, just, so we got a long night, and just thank you for your time, and I'll give you guys an update when I get up there closer.
All right, Dave, we'll let you do what you need to do right now. Thanks for joining us. We just watched, if you've been with us here since 6 o'clock, a slurry drop right on the perimeter of those houses, almost right in their backyards. And this is to defend those homes from the encroaching flames. And also, David mentioned all the wildlife that's out there. The livestock, we just saw some horses running through those fields. You know that the flames and the smoke has got to be really spooking those horses. So, as Dave said, our hearts go out to all the folks that live in that area. And of course, we'll be on this fire throughout the evening here on 12 News.